How do you view the Sabbath? I encourage you to not think of it not so much as a practice that was just done in biblical times, but rather think about why it was created. God himself even rested when he was done with his work so he could sit back and enjoy what he had done. Jesus even stated that Sabbath was created for man, not man for the Sabbath. In other words, it's for mankind's benefit, for us to just be still, relax, disconnect is how that would apply today. And so as he's talking about the abomination and the end of times, he says, you better hope it's not during the Sabbath, meaning that would be a rather inconvenient time because that's supposed to be a day of rest. You're not supposed to be doing anything. And obviously, if this abomination, when it comes, if you're doing it during the Sabbath, it's not going to be ideal. And he's not just addressing this matter to the people he's talking to. This is a message for every single generation. And he is saying this as if it's a common practice. So somewhere along the way, mankind went ahead and pushed the practice of the Sabbath out of the picture. And I would argue now more than ever, we need to implement the Sabbath. And don't get me wrong, I am far from perfect in implementing the day of rest. But when I have experienced that day of rest, when I have made it a priority, it has been incredibly fulfilling. And I say now more than ever because we have so much going on, so much busyness, which is quite meaningless if we were to take a step back and look at all the time we spend on maybe the thing that's in your hand, on social media. How much time is wasted and how much garbage we're allowing into our life. So if we were to disconnect for one day, and here's the thing, maybe don't do it for a day. Work towards doing it for an entire day. Maybe disconnect for the first 6 hours. You wake up and then you don't touch your phone until lunchtime. And then maybe push it back a little further as you get better at disconnecting. I promise you, it won't take long to want to disconnect, to look forward to that time where you are not absorbing every single thing that is on your phone or on a tablet or a device. There are incredible rewards for keeping the Sabbath. Somewhere along the way, we lost sight of that. Jesus was talking about the Sabbath as it was a common practice and expecting that it would be a common practice for us. And so if we reevaluate some of the disciplines that Jesus did, including the Sabbath, we will realize that they have incredible benefits. And so I encourage you, take small steps. Again, you don't have to do a full-on Sabbath. And I'm reminding myself, it doesn't have to be a full-on Sabbath. It'd be nice to work towards that. But find a day, find a time where you can just disconnect and just be. And then as you take small, slow steps and build up your endurance, like I talked about yesterday, you will be standing in the end. So the one that endures, the one that builds up their character, again, this is stuff that you will want to do. So I encourage you, implement this discipline. Implement all the disciplines that Jesus did. Small steps. Work at your own pace. We all work at different paces. So implement what works for you. And as you build up that muscle, you will find that in a week, in a month, in a year, you have come a significant distance. And that's all he really wants, is for your heart to be pursuing him and let him do the rest.